Let's go ahead and address the part that everybody else is dancing around. Because when a grown man stands on a microphone and proudly announces that he gives his woman attitude every single day, he didn't accidentally say that. He didn't misspeak. He didn't get nervous. He told the truth. Hey lovelies, this is Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. And I'm here today with another episode of Response and React. GloRilla's man admitted this on camera, and women immediately clocked it. And the most dangerous men are not the ones who hide their red flags. The most dangerous men are the ones who normalize them and then wait to see if you'll tolerate it. Because attitude is not love, attitude is not masculinity, attitude is not leadership. Attitude is resentment, attitude is emotional immaturity, and attitude is a warning sign. And what makes this situation with GloRilla especially important is not just what he said, it's how comfortable he was saying it. That level of comfort tells you this is not an occasional slip. This is his baseline emotional posture. This is who he is when he feels secure. And ladies, the version of a man that shows up when he feels secure is the real version. Not the courting version, not the impress you version, not the honeymoon version, the real version. Because healthy men don't take pride in disrupting a woman's peace. They take pride in protecting it. And if you've ever dated someone who slowly normalized emotional tension, moodiness, or daily attitude, you already know how confusing that dynamic can feel in the moment. That's exactly why I break these patterns down in real time inside my private coffee coaching community, so you can recognize these behaviors early before you invest deeper into the wrong emotional environment. Because once you understand what to look for, you stop choosing based on potential and start choosing based on evidence and patterns.
Y'all, GloRilla's man said he give her attitude every single day. I don't know. Something about a man saying that and knowing that just don't sit right with me. Like, what are we really talking about here? I don't like that. And the fact that he comfortably said that he give her attitude every day in the interview is beyond me. Like, Brandon, come on now. You gotta be kidding me. Please, please, please say it was AI. With all the technology and stuff coming out nowadays, just say it was AI. Please. Cause something about that don't sit right with me. It don't sit right with me at all. I don't like that.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Y'all already fucking know. Coffee time. Yes. So motherfucking good. GloRilla, your man girl. That motherfucker say he gives her attitude every day. Why? Why, Sway? Why the fuck you waking up giving that fucking girl an attitude every motherfucking day? Why? Oh my God. I can't stand these men who think they just above a motherfucking woman. Like, god damn, we can't do this together? What you gotta have attitude at me for? Oh. What we can't stand, women? A mean ass motherfucking man. I can't stand no mean ass man. I'm gonna get the fuck on the minute I detect any meanness from you, bitch. Fuck that. You ain't gonna be being mean to me for no motherfucking reason, making me feel like I don't know. We don't want no mean man, okay?
I'm gonna shout out my girl because she's gonna be mad if I don't shout out her. All the attitude that I bring her every single day. Her work ethic pushes me to be better too. So I want to thank all those people and everybody that believe in me.
GloRilla's man said that he gives her attitude every day.
What?
I'm gonna shout out my girl because she's gonna be mad if I don't shout out her. All the attitude that I bring her every single day. Her work ethic pushes me to be better too. So I want to thank all those people and everybody that believe in me.
I don't know why everyone's so surprised that GloRilla's boyfriend said he'd be giving her attitude all day. Look at the man. He looked like he's want to give you attitude all day. Now, why would y'all say it's because he light skinned? I need to stop it, for real. It's not really a surprise. It's the new generation of men. Giving attitude as a man is a good thing nowadays. And he said it so proudly, like it was one of his biggest accomplishments. I seen it. I said, oh, okay. That was just the highlight of his segment. I thought that we had already established that men want to be proposed to. I heard what the man said. He's the prize in the relationship, not her. That's why he be giving attitude every day. And a lot of y'all men listening to this, y'all don't see nothing wrong with what he said, do y'all? Oh, Lord, I'm sick. He didn't say, I make sure she's good and doesn't want for nothing every single day. He didn't say, I lead and provide every single day. Of course, you know, not those words directly, but something along that nature would have ate down, okay? I'd be like, oh, okay. But now I'm like... oh, okay. You know, maybe it's just me, but it's like, what made you say that? Of all the things you could have said that? Is everybody playing with GloRilla this month? For real.
It's the fact that GloRilla man really got up there on that fucking podium and told all of us that he gives that bitch attitude every day. Quite frankly, I'm really fucking disappointed because I thought she was running a stricter program than that. Because the fuck do you mean you give her attitude every day? And y'all wonder why we around here saying it's a sassy man apocalypse. Like, what's your purpose? Attitude every day and she just putting up with the shit? I don't like it. I don't like it.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube. And that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, let's jump into it and bring up the 5 fun points that I want to, bring to you guys from the perspective of a relationship coach about this thing with GloRilla, and her boo. It's a very interesting one. I was not expecting to hear any man say some of the things that her boo was saying. So let's break it down from the beginning. So as of this month, I think they've been dating for a little while. GloRilla is in a very public relationship with an NBA player, Brandon Ingram. The couple have been publicly supporting each other and sharing their relationship on social media, with reports noting them as a power couple. And we know with celebrities, relationships may be real, they may be not, whatever. So let's talk about something that immediately caught my attention. And honestly, it should catch yours too, because when a man stands on a public platform and proudly says he gives his girlfriend attitude every single day, that's not a joke, y'all. That ain't cute. That's not personality. That's a confession, okay? And when GloRilla's boo thing, Brandon said that casually and comfortably, right? Like it was just another Tuesday or some shit. He revealed something far deeper than he probably realized. He revealed his mindset. And ladies, when a man tells you exactly how he treats you emotionally, your job is not to debate it. Your job is to believe it and walk away. So point number 1, men always reveal their true character through what they proudly admit. Notice that he chose to highlight this in an interview, in a post-game interview. He didn't say, I support her. That's my boo. I protect her peace. I make sure she feels loved every day. He ain't say none of that shit. He says he gives her attitude every day. That tells you that there is emotional friction and tension and potentially negativity being normalized as a part of how he interacts with her. Healthy men take pride in being a source of peace in their partner's life. Emotionally immature men take pride in destabilizing it, because attitude is not leadership. Attitude is not love. Attitude is emotional instability, right? Point number 2. Daily attitude is not personality. It's emotional insecurity and emotional instability, like I said. Just let's be clear about something. Everyone has bad days. I'm not saying that this man should walk around and be perfection, because that's not realistic. We are human. We all have good days, grumpy days, days we don't want to be bothered. That is human. That is part of the human experience. And that is part of our exchange and connection in human relationships, right? Everyone gets frustrated occasionally, right? We get that. But when somebody tells you this is how they show up every day, that means this is a baseline emotional state for them. That means being irrational is his normal. This means tension is his more normal. This means a sense of emotional chaos and emotional inconsistency is his normal. And keeping her in a high anxiety state, from my perception of that saying, is his normal. Now, segue. We know GloRilla had some drama with one of her siblings coming out a couple weeks ago, being messy, saying she don't have the family. She's like one of 10 kids, and her parents didn't seem like they really did a great job in taking care of the kids. Like, there was something I heard where like they didn't have beds growing up, but the dad worked at the post office and the mom worked at FedEx. Like, so the parents had pretty decent jobs, but they was always in church. So it sounded like she may have grown up in a household with a lot of neglect and potentially trauma, and she is very used to maybe men behaving in the way that Brandon's behaving, right? Her being in this constant state of emotional vigilance may be very normalized for her because of her background. Now, I'm not a therapist and I'm not here to diagnose. I'm just drawing a comparison based on what's been released in the media, right? And if that is the case, that's very sad, and that has got to be exhausting for her, right? Like, the fatigue she must feel, but she's so used to, is concerning, you know? So point number 3, men who believe they are the prize stop acting like the partner. Listen carefully. When a man sees himself as the prize in the relationship, he stops seeing you as someone to care for and starts seeing you as someone to tolerate him, or that he feels he is entitled to his poor behavior and he is entitled to you tolerating him. His effort decreases or stops totally. His emotional investment decreases. His respect decreases. And that's a big one, because in his mind, he believes you should be grateful just to be there, just to be in his presence, right? And this is exactly how emotional imbalance begins, because relationships only thrive when people feel equally valued. The moment one person believes they are above the other, the respect is already compromised. And I don't mean that in the sense that women should not be prized and loved in a relationship. That doesn't mean she's treating her partner poorly. But men saying they're the prize is an instant red flag, and please power walk, jog away from any man who says that to you. He is not emotionally mature enough to be a viable partner for you, because he wants to be the baddie, and that's very concerning. Point number 4, public disrespect is the clean version of private disrespect. So kind of let me explain something that every woman really needs to understand. The version of him that you see publicly is his best behavior. This is the sanitized version, right? So if he is comfortable admitting publicly that he gives her attitude daily, imagine what happens behind closed doors. Because why is he this comfortable saying something that foolish? Because respectful men instinctively protect their partner's emotional dignity, especially in public. They don't expose emotional tension. They don't brag about creating emotional discomfort. They protect her peace, because when a man genuinely values you, he values how you feel, not just how you look next to him, right? And I do want to give a bit of grace, because I realize that him and GloRilla are quite young. I think she's 25, 26, and he's of a comparable age. So I get that they are young, and there's a lot of maturing that just has not happened yet, especially when you talk about a young man who has made it to the realm the level of becoming a pro athlete and all of the money and access that comes with it. It is not a breeding ground to promote maturity, humility, growth, etc. It is a breeding ground for a man to be as big as asshole as he wants to be. And I think we're partially seeing that with his statement. Now, some people say he was playing. I don't know about that. Point number 5, what you tolerate becomes the standard. Here's the truth that most women learn far too late, but I think we all intuitively understand it. People don't change behavior that is tolerated, they escalate it, because tolerance teaches them that there are no consequences. So if attitude is normalized in the beginning, disrespect becomes normalized later, because behavior always moves in the direction of what is allowed, not what is requested, but what is allowed. So the core lesson that every woman really needs to take away from this isn't about celebrity gossip. I don't know GloRilla. I don't know Brandon Ingram. I don't know either of these people. But it is about observing what they are putting out in the public sphere and seeing that this is a situation that can totally happen to any woman in any relationship, and how a man talks about you in public to his friends, his colleagues, etc., is about pattern recognition. Because this situation is, like I said, a real world example, right? A man revealing his emotional instability early and hoping his partner accepts it as a personality instead of recognizing it as incompatibility is something women need to be aware of. Healthy love feels emotionally safe, right? It feels peaceful. It feels consistent. You are not walking on eggshells. You are not managing his moods. You are not absorbing daily emotional friction just to maintain connection. Because the right man doesn't destabilize your nervous system. He stabilizes it. Okay? And if you found yourself reflecting on any part of this that feels familiar to you because you have been in a similar scenario, there's a reason. That's not an accident. Pattern awareness is the first step to protecting yourself from emotional dynamics that drain you. And I want to make a pivot really quick to talk about another celebrity couple. And I know the caveat to this is they are older, they are wiser, and they are more mature. But look at Klay Thompson and my girl Megan Thee Stallion. Now, you know I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan over here. And I like GloRilla too. Like, don't mistake that. No hate on that. But the way Klay Thompson moves in public to respect and cover Megan is very refreshing. It's very much in alignment that if you are going to look for certain patterns in a man's behavior, he is much more aligned with the type of patterns that you need to look for in a man you would consider partnering with versus whatever this mess is that GloRilla's little boyfriend is doing, because that's a mess. Okay. Now, I understand Meg is about 30 and Klay Thompson in his mid-30s, and GloRilla and her little boyfriend are in their mid-20s. I do understand at that age, there is a difference, and usually maturity follows age. But also, upbringing has a lot to do with it too. Like I said, one reason that I believe Klay Thompson moves in the way he moves is because he comes from a two-parent household. His dad was an NBA player himself, so he, grew up with a little bit of money and access, and he probably, my guess is, had a lot of stability growing up, where GloRilla might be comfortable with the way her boyfriend emotes and treats her because of her upbringing that I described earlier, where there seem to be too many kids, not enough resources, and parents that are coming off as, neglectful, or they were neglectful. And that probably caused quite a bit of trauma that she is still working to deal with. So I say all that to say, I don't think that their relationship is something to be envied. This was more about bringing awareness to certain patterns and to understand that what a man expresses in public is truly how he feels, right? That man didn't pull no punches, and he meant that. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever experienced anything like this or been with a partner who thought, it was cute to say and do things like this. It really showed his emotional instability and immaturity. And here's the truth that most women don't realize until much later. A man's daily emotional posture towards you is the relationship, not the vacations, not the gifts, not the Instagram posts, not the apologies after he cools down. His baseline energy towards you, that is the relationship. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Response and React. GloRilla's man admitted this on camera, and women immediately clocked it. Because a man who genuinely values you does not wake up looking for ways to humble you, irritate you, destabilize you, or bring attitude into your space. He wakes up grounded, he wakes up consistent, and he wakes up emotionally safe. Peace is not something a woman should have to earn from the man she's with. It should be the minimum requirement. And when a man proudly tells you he gives his woman attitude every day, what he's really revealing is this: he is comfortable disrupting her nervous system. He is comfortable destabilizing her emotional safety. He is comfortable centering himself instead of protecting the relationship. And once a man tells you who he is, your power is not in convincing him to change. Your power is in deciding whether or not that version of him ever gets access to you. This is exactly the level of discernment we practice inside my private coffee coaching community, where I help you identify subtle behavioral patterns early, Strengthen your emotional standards and date from a position of clarity instead of confusion, because the goal isn't just to be chosen. The goal is to choose correctly. And when you learn how to recognize emotional immaturity early, you stop wasting years on men who were never equipped to lead you properly in the first place because they've never learned to lead themselves. If you're ready to sharpen that skill and elevate your dating standards permanently, you can join us inside the community through the link in the description box below.